welcome to your personal revolution.
Hi, everyone.
If you're, maybe in your 40s and you're feeling that sort of pull for something more, especially maybe in your relationships or just unlocking your own potential.
Then yeah, you've definitely landed in the right place.
Absolutely.
You're here to explore how you can really connect better with yourself first and then build those stronger, more fulfilling relationships. It's not always about grand gestures, right? It's more about understanding what makes us all tick.
It really is. I'm Bibadura, and as a life and mindset coach, I see it all the time, how our own internal stuff, those beliefs we don't even realize we have, the emotional habits, they can be the biggest roadblocks, honestly, in creating the love and the life that you actually want. So my focus is really helping you spot those blocks and navigate through them.
And I'm Max. Working alongside B, my role is kind of bringing a practical angle to all this. I look at how we can use, let's say, clearer frameworks, tangible shifts in how you see things, really to build healthier connections and, well, unlock that personal growth we're talking about. Think of it like providing the actionable steps that really work hand in hand with B's insights into the why.
Exactly, because ultimately our mission working together here is to give you both the understanding and the practical tool.
Tools you can use.
Yes, tools you can actually use to, take charge, to actively shape your personal evolution, especially in how you relate to yourself and to other people.
We really believe that understanding your own mind, your own patterns, and the dynamics in your relationships, that's just key. It's fundamental to living a more empowered and, frankly, more joyful life.
It is.
It's about spotting those patterns, maybe ones you've been repeating, and then making conscious choices to do things differently.
So if you're ready to really dive into what it takes to build those stronger bonds and tap into your potential right now at this stage of life, then stick with us.
We're genuinely excited to explore these really important parts of personal growth with you.
Welcome, truly, to your personal revolution.
Okay, so just as we sort of close out this initial thought, maybe consider this. Your personal revolution, whether it's in relationships or just your own growth, it isn't really about finding some, perfect finish line.
That's such a good point. It's not. It's really an ongoing thing, right? A process of learning, changing, evolving.
Exactly.
So maybe just think about this. What's one small shift? Just one tiny change in how you think about yourself, maybe, or how you approach a relationship. What's one thing you could perhaps explore today?
Yeah, just let that question kind of sit with you for a bit.
We'll be back soon.
Okay, let's dive right in. You know that feeling, the one where you're busy, maybe you're putting in a lot of effort, trying new things perhaps, but it just feels like you're kind of stuck, maybe even running in circles a bit.
Oh, absolutely. Like there's this quiet tension just under everything, holding you back somehow.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, it's a feeling so many of us know well. And very often, that sensation points directly to something pretty fundamental going on inside. We call it inner conflict.
Inner conflicts, right. And it's more than just being indecisive, isn't it? Or getting lost in thought.
It is. It definitely looks like that sometimes, but it runs deeper.
Okay. So in this deep dive, we want to really pull back the curtain on what that actually is, explore why it leaves you feeling so, frozen.
And crucially, look at how maybe one simple decision can start to break that cycle.
One decision. Interesting. So what is inner conflict then, if it's not just overthinking?
Well, it's really about recognizing how layered it is. It's not some kind of flaw. Think of it more like a clash between different really vital parts of yourself.
Different parts.
Yeah, like different voices inside. Each one has its own beliefs, its own needs, its own fears, too. They're all trying to protect you, in a way.
I get that. The part of you that sees a big chance and wants to just leap.
Exactly. Go for it.
But then there's another part right there saying, whoa, hold on. Is that safe? What if you fail?
Precisely. Or, the part that deeply craves freedom, maybe adventure, bumping right up against the part that really values security, that needs things to feel predictable, safe, belonging.
That tension. That sounds like what psychologists sometimes call cognitive dissonance.
It's a classic example, yeah. That really uncomfortable feeling when what you believe, what you want, and what you're actually doing, they just don't line up.
And living with that misalignment.
It's exhausting, seriously draining. It saps your energy, it leads to feeling worn out, and it leaves you feeling paralyzed, stuck.
Okay, so that internal tug of war, why does it make us freeze? Why not fight or run?
That's a great question. See, our nervous system, at its very core, It's primarily wired to keep us safe,
Hmm.
to avoid pain. It's not necessarily designed to chase big, shiny goals.
Survival first.
Survival first. So when you've got these opposing needs really colliding inside, like security versus expansion, or maybe wanting to belong versus needing to be authentic, the system can get kind of
It
overwhelmed.
reads it as danger, even if it's just internal.
It can, yeah. And the response isn't always fight or flight. Sometimes it's freeze.
Ah, the freeze response.
Right, so you don't feel like tackling it head on. You don't feel like running away. The energy just gets stuck. And that shows up as, numbing out.
Scrolling for hours.
Scrolling, procrastinating on important things, getting stuck just thinking and analyzing but never acting, rationalizing why you're not moving forward.
And it keeps the cycle going.
Yeah.
Right. Different year, maybe, but the same pattern.
Exactly the same pattern. And what's really insidious is that over time, this cycle, this freeze, it starts to erode your trust in yourself.
How so?
You start to internalize it. You think, maybe I am lazy, or maybe I'm just broken, or I guess I can't change.
Which isn't true.
Absolutely not true. It's the conflict creating the freeze, not some inherent flaw in you.
Okay. So if we're caught in that loop, feeling frozen, how do we actually get out? It feels like it would take something massive.
And that's where it gets really interesting, because often it doesn't. It doesn't always require some huge dramatic action right away. It often starts with one single decision.
One decision. That sounds almost too simple. What decision?
The decision is, I will no longer abandon myself.
Okay. No longer abandon myself. What does that mean in practice?
It means choosing to get really radically honest, asking yourself deep down, what do I truly want here? Beneath all the noise, the shoulds, the fears.
And then listening.
And then choosing to listen to that inner knowing, that clarity, even if it's quiet. Even when other parts are shouting about risk, it's about turning towards yourself.
So making that one choice with that kind of honesty, that's the key.
It's the start. That one conscious decision begins to shift the internal power dynamic.
It realigns things.
It starts to, yes, it doesn't silence the fear necessarily, but it changes who's in the driver's seat.
You take back the wheel.
You take back the wheel. And it sends a really powerful new message to your nervous system. Something like, okay, it's actually safe for me to choose what feels true for me now.
And this is about, like, becoming perfect overnight or fixing every single conflict.
No, not at all. That's not the goal. It's not about fixing yourself because you aren't broken. It's about coming back to yourself consistently.
Dropping the pretense that the conflict isn't there.
Exactly. Stop pretending it's not happening and instead choose to listen with real curiosity, no judgment. Just listen to all those parts. The scared one, the tired one, the one that still dares to dream.
Because when that internal battle eases up,
Life just feels lighter. All that energy